Good morning. Good morning. Future Media Association here, and I am so happy to be here. This is my topic, creating media from your heart, being authentic and real, because that's what people want. No longer are they willing to show up on your website where there's no personal connection. They want a phone number, they want a video, they want some kind of a way to know that you're real, that you're right here in their community, that you're not in some other country and you don't even speak English. They want to know you're real. They want to know what's happening. They want to know that they have a connection with you. And it's not really about whether they like you or not. It's more about, can you give them what they want? Do you have the ability? Do you have what it takes to give them what they're really asking for? So I've had some personal experiences as, of course, as a business owner and as an entrepreneur and at work for working for other companies. And sometimes the companies that you work for are they're all made up of people, of course. So if not everybody is on the up and up, there is a feeling when you go to work that you really don't want to be there. And if you get sucked in because you need the money, then it really starts to wear on you. I had an experience one time. It was an interesting experience because it was the best paying job I'd ever had. And I kept thinking to myself, wow, they sure are paying me a lot. And I didn't feel like I was doing as much work as what they were paying me for. It was the first time. So it was run by three gentlemen. They were all three brothers, and one brother was in charge, and you could tell, and the other two were in line. So I worked for the lowest on the line. So my boss's boss, right, called me into his office one day, and he said, I actually walked in, and it was a pretty large office, and it was filled with, and I say filled with, there were probably 8 men there, and they were all dressed in really dark suits with the big ties, and they were looking at me like I'm ready to like do cartwheels for them or something. I got all eyes were on me. It felt very uncomfortable as soon as I walked in. And my boss, his boss's boss, said to me, I need you to sign these documents. So I'm thinking, okay, what kind of a document am I ready to sign here? It just so happened that his wife's name was Marion, and that's my name, Marion. And so I thought, okay, I'm signing these documents that I know nothing about because my name is Marion and I'm signing your wife's name. And so I was absolutely in shock that anybody would ask me to do that, first of all. And the thought went through my mind, if I don't sign these documents, they're going to fire me. They're going to let me go. Maybe not right away, but they'll find a way, right? It was just one of those things that I thought a million miles an hour here. And I was thinking, okay, don't sign them, but this will be your last day. Sign them, and you won't be able to live with yourself. So I don't know why I kind of went into a very strange out of body experience. And I said to him, does your wife know that I'm signing these? Or does your wife know what you're doing? Something like that. And he looked at me like, oh, you stupid idiot, just sign them and get on your way. And I thought, I'm not doing it. And so sure enough, that was my last day. But it made me realize that no wonder I had these feelings every time I went to work. No wonder I really didn't want to be there. And I couldn't put my finger on it, but it comes from the top down. When you're working from your heart, when you're connecting with your audience, when you're really giving what you think you should be giving, it feels good. Whether you're working for somebody else or you're doing it for yourself, it doesn't matter. So when you're creating your media, when you're creating your videos and your audios and your graphics, what's behind it is really important. So be sure and get very, very clear about what it is that you want to offer, and it'll come a lot easier and it'll feel good. So I would love to hear from other people and their experiences of working from the heart, connecting with your audience, and how it feels when you create your media. Now, I'm not going to say that if you're nervous in front of the camera, that it's because that you don't have a good handle on what you're offering, or you don't feel good about what you're doing. You're not coming from the heart, because some people are just terrified of the camera. When the camera goes on, they get petrified. And not a not a lot of people are comfortable when they first, step right in. So, hello, the Tech Buzz. What is your first name? I know we've met each other before. Stephen, okay, come on in the hot seat, Stephen. I'm here by myself. I would love to have the company. So we were talking about creating media from your heart and how it feels to either work for yourself or to work for another company when it's not really coming from the heart. How when you go to work, you can feel it. I understand that you're multitasking and you're just listening. That's fine. No problem at all. I understand totally. Feel free to come on in the hot seat. We've got another visitor here, the Zen FM. That sounds really cool. I'd like to hear more about that. So anyway, what I was saying is, when you're creating media from your heart, either for you or for the company that you're working from, it really does make a big difference in how the audience perceives it, how your customers, prospective customers, and the people looking at your information, how they feel, how they perceive you. It may not seem like it, but it really does. When you walk into a situation and you're the one creating the media and you have a funny feeling and it doesn't really feel good, you really understand right away that there's something wrong. You may not know what's wrong, but you know that there's something wrong, and it will come out in your work. So we were talking earlier about video. And I remember when I first started doing video, you'd never know now today that I'm nervous, because I'm not. I've been doing it for so long. You could put a camera on me and I can talk about anything, right? The grass growing even. But when I first started, I didn't know what I was supposed to be doing. I didn't really understand, and I was nervous. And it didn't mean that I wasn't coming from my heart. That's why I say sometimes it just takes getting in front of doing something. Sometimes it just takes you actually physically doing something to get comfortable with it. Now I know that I am giving from my heart. I am offering a service and products that my community really needs, and that when they use my knowledge, when they get my training, when they're sitting next to me creating something, that it is good and it is for the world to be a better place, right? Even if it's just my small community. I know that everything that I do is for the good. And if you can come from that spot, your media will not only spread, but it will create an effect, if you will, the butterfly effect. One thing leads to another, and the next thing you know, you have done more good in this world than you would have ever guessed you could. So I'm really, really happy to be creating from the heart. And I do have a couple of really great business partners. And I have some people that I work with, my clients, and some other people that, like I work with different people in different aspects. Like we do a lot of web design and internet marketing. So we have different people that are helping us with different aspects. And I always pick the partners who have heart first. You've got to have heart in order to hang out with me. That's just the way it is. If you don't, if you're a liar, a cheater, if you're really agitated, mean, and needy, and all the bad things, it doesn't take long for me to go, I really don't want to have anything to do with you. So go on down the road. They fade away, or they get pushed away, or they leave violently sometimes. It's okay, because the people that I align with have the same heart-centered feeling that I do. Now you might think, well, gee whiz, how can you make money if you're coming from your heart? Well, it's easy, because you're creating what your community wants. You're giving them what they need. what they really are looking for. So I would love to have someone jump in. If you are in the audience and you'd like to jump in, please do. So I'll take a little bit of time and, oh, Amy's here. Come on in, Amy. Join me in the hot seat. We're talking about creating from your heart. And that can be anything from audio, video, blogging, words, all the different things, Twitter, anytime you use words, and creating images. If you're coming from the heart and you're creating from that giving feeling, from that I want to please my audience, it really does make a big difference. And I totally get it. Everybody's at work, they're multitasking, and they can't jump in the hot seat with me. So you're just going to have to listen to me blab on. It's always nice when you can have somebody to blab back and forth with. But if I can't, believe me, I can talk about the grass growing, so it's okay. So the different projects that we're involved in where we are creating media from the heart are Future Media Association. Now, here's an interesting thought. We are taking experts from around the world, all over, and they all have different talents. They all have different things that they're bringing to the table. And they do an application. They have to apply to be part of the Future Media Association. So we're going to weed out those people that are imposters. We're going to weed out those people that are just greedy and they just want to make money and they don't really want to give value. We weed all those people out. We handpick all of our experts, and then we bring them into the Future Media Association community. And then we expose them to the students and the people who are lifelong learners who want to know more about creating their own media. Now, here's another thing I want to talk about because it's important. I hear this all the time. I don't have time to do my own, but I don't have the money either. I don't have the money to hire somebody, but I don't have time to do my own. So my thing is helping you find that money, because if you don't have the talent to create some graphics, if you don't have the time to put into your social media, into your blogging, into all the things that are needed for your business, then you're not going to have a business anyway. So what's the difference, right? So you've got to find the money. So I'm aligning myself with crowdfunding campaign managers and people who think outside the box, right? So you can use other people's money, you can earn the money. There's a lot of different ways, sponsorships. There's ways that you can find the money to hire out what you can't or don't want to do or don't have time to do. So here's a quote that I say almost every single day, multiple times a day, most of the time. And that is, do what you do best and farm out the rest. That way you can create from your heart. So if you're not a talent when it comes to creating videos, audios, graphics, whatever it is that you think you might want to create, but you know what you want and you can hire somebody to do, all you have to do is be able to articulate what it is that you're looking for. What is it that you want on your website? What is it that you want in your videos? What do you want your graphics to look like? You've got to have a consistent brand where people are going to know who you are and what you're doing. So once you have all that information, then you can hire the right person. Just articulate what you want. Oh, good. Alex is coming in. Fantastic. Well, good morning, Alex. Thank you for joining us. Might take him just a second to get in the room. So today we're talking about creating media from your heart, being authentic and connecting with those people that really want your information. They want your products. They want your service. And I don't know what happened to Alex, but he tried to get in and the room wouldn't let him in. But I did try to let you in. Sorry, Alex. Try again. So anyway, we were talking about how, a lot of people are bootstrapping their business and they're trying very hard to get their passion or their products and services out to the world. And what I hear from my clients most is either I don't have time or I don't have the money to hire people. I want to do it myself, but I don't have the talent. I don't have time to go and learn it. And I don't want to do it. I don't have time. I don't want to. It's too much, whatever. And so they just back off and they don't do anything. So my role is to help you find out how we can get that done. Even if you have no money at all, there's crowdfunding, there's sponsors, there's a lot of different things that you can do in order to get it done. So still, I want you to come from the heart. I want you to build your websites. I want you to create your images, your videos, and your audios the way that you really want to, from your heart, whether you do it yourself or you hire somebody to do it. Well, good. We've got Paul coming in now. Let's see if we can get Paul in here.
Oh, hello.
Hello, Paul. Hello.
Yeah.
And where are you calling from?
I'm from England, the UK.
Okay. Well, we certainly have an awful lot of people from the UK on Blab.
Ah, yes.
I've noticed that. Well, you look better in person than you do on your picture.
Sorry, it's just I was playing a bit of music because I feel if I'm on my own Blab and I play a bit of music into the background, it cheers me up. So if I feel a bit low, it cheers me up. So sometimes if I'm transmitting on my own Blab, people will come into my Blab and they'll say, "Can I pick a song? What kind of song is it? What are you listening to? What kind of style of music? All that kind of stuff." So,
Paul, what time of day is it in the UK?
Well, I'm dyslexic. I'm actually full dyslexic. I'm actually quite high. So there's kind of different dyslexic. There's quite high dyslexic, and I'm one of the highest one. So I have difficult telling times and spelling. But what I actually do. Is it
nighttime or is it daytime?
It's daytime. It's in the afternoon, evening, at the moment. Well, what I find with Blab, if I'm seeing you over my camera and I can see you, I use my phone to speak into it and it comes onto the comments. So it's like a voice activated. Because I'm dyslexic, that's what I do. And I find it very interesting and I find it quite cool because I can actually do that. So it helps me. So, and I talk a lot.
Excellent. Well, today we're talking about creating media from your heart, being authentic and real, and what people really want on your website, in your videos, in your images is really somebody that's coming from the heart. I've been building websites for over 12 years. And one of the things that I've noticed is that people want to know that you're real and that you're not from another country speaking another language. They really want a connection with a real person. So even if you're a large company, you want to be able to have that personal connection with at least somebody that works there. Okay, somebody that's taking care of it, a people person, right?
Yeah.
So do you have a business? Do you have a website? Do you have some stuff going on?
No, I'm just a general person who comes on Blab. I'm not a certain person what would speak about business or because it doesn't interest me. Because I'm only a kind of a person where I'll have a bit of fun. I like to have a laugh.
Okay.
A joke.
Well, this particular Blab is about business, so you might want. Might want.
All right then.
Find another.
Okay then.
Yeah.
All right
nice to meet you, Paul.
Well, nice to speak to you as well, Doc.
Okay.
Thank you, Doc.
So, I've had a couple of different experiences in the business world, working with clients and having an audience. So I run a lot of classes. I have a lot of things going on where I'm actually hearing how people are feeling about other people's content. So their videos and their audios and their website pages and all the different things. And you know what? I have a client who makes more money than anybody I've ever personally met. And I've met quite a few people. Because she's my client, I just happen to know. And you know what she does? This is so fascinating. She does nothing but be herself. She has got a YouTube following, and she has got an Instagram following that you would literally, when she comes out with a new product, all hands on deck, because it's probably going to crash the website. I mean, she came out with a paper doll product one day. Her audience is between 16 and 26. They close down streets when she comes. Like literally, they wait 4 to 6 hours to get an autograph from her. It's amazing. It's almost like the Beatles are coming to town, and all these young kids are screaming and yelling. And she taught me a good lesson. She taught me, just be who you are. Just come at it from your heart and be who you are, and people will follow you. Are you going to have haters? Are you going to have people that can't stand you to even look at you? Fine, whatever. Let them go to the next blab. Let them go to the next website. It's okay, because people are going to love you. And those people are the ones that you want to create your products for. So when you're doing your videos, when you're doing your audios, when you're creating your images, think about those people, the people that are following you for a reason, that you have what they want. Forget those other people. You know, everybody's got haters. Even doesn't matter. Even the Pope has haters, right? So don't worry about it. Concentrate on those people who can feel your heart, who can see what you're up to and love it. I had a client meeting just this morning with an old client. He's actually on an old platform. I've been trying to bring him over to WordPress for a while. He's still not willing to do it, but it's okay. He knows what he wants, and he's got his mind set on it, and it's okay. So I work with him still. I even go to his house. I mean, I don't have time, but he's been a client for a long time, and we have that connection, see? And if I wouldn't have taken the time to actually drive to his home today and meet with him, I wouldn't have learned about a new technology I didn't know anything about. I stay on top of everything. Seriously, I do. But there's something new coming out every day. When I first started in the internet marketing business, something new would come out once a year, like, ooh, and then once a month, something new would come out, right? AOL and forums. And then we had, something else that would come out. And then pretty soon it was once a week, something new would come out. Then once a day. Oh my goodness, things are moving so fast. Now it's like literally every minute there's 100 new things that are coming out. It's so fast now, you can't keep up with it. And one of my business partners, we all know him and love him, Russ Johns. I'm his tester. So when he finds something new, he's emailing me, calling me, Zooming me, Skyping me, whatever, and saying, okay, I got something new I want to test. So I'm exposed to that really cool stuff. Oh, hey, we've got somebody who wants to join us. Stephen.
Hello.
Hi, Stephen. How are you today?
I'm doing well. Sorry, I was working earlier. I'm on lunch break right now, so I thought I'd jump in after the last gentleman you had on there. I figured, oh boy.
That's okay. That's all right. He just wants to connect with somebody, and
Sure.
Yeah, that's all right. I hope I let him go nice and soft, and it didn't hurt his feelings too bad.
Yeah, no, I mean, it was really good. I think he just was confused. He was just coming in to just hang out.
Right. And you know what? There's plenty of blabs out there that people just want to hang out, right?
Yeah, I mean, I like to tune in when I see you
Melissa.
live, because I'm in the video creation business myself. I don't do it as a full-time venture, but I am building a online broadcasting network for internet broadcasters with a bunch of equipment that I have here in the studio that's big enough probably that it can go on TV if the TV stations wanted the content. And besides hosting the shows, I also produce it for people that are like-minded in their special field, whatever it is, sports, politics, and it's very interesting to hear the points that you have.
Well, You know, I'm a heart-centered person anyway, and I have deep feelings. And when I connect with somebody, you know, they're, you know, whether they like it or not, they're like friends for life, right? And so, and so anybody who I work with, especially a business partner, they have to really be heart-centered too. And one of the things I noticed is the fan base, or the people that are drawn to us, are those people also, or those people that want more of that. And
Right.
so the biggest problem I find is when people get in front of the camera, especially for the first time, they flip out. Their heart starts to, you know, beat faster, and they're sweaty, and you can see the panic in their eyes. And so, you know what I do? We have classes here in Houston. I physically make them. I make them pull out their cell phone or get their camera out and do like a testimonial video or something. I make them start, because once you see it for the first time, then the second time it's easier.
Right.
Right. Because don't we all have something that we want to share with the world? Don't you have something, Stephen, that you just can't wait to tell somebody about?
Oh yeah, I think it speaks volumes when you're passionate about a subject. You know, you can tell you're passionate about helping folks, and I like to think that, you know, the subjects that I talk about, I'm very passionate about and motivated behind it. And I think that a lot of people get into this because they, you know, whatever they're getting in business venture, they just see the dollar signs that are potential because of successful people, but they really don't have the passion behind what they're doing. They just do it because it seems like a quote unquote get rich quick type of a scenario. And I think you're 100% right. I think if you don't have the passion, you should really think about trying something else, because it's like you said earlier, when I was listening, you said you weed out people if they don't have the heart, if they're not, you know, they're not passionate about what they're doing. You don't really want to be associated with those people, because it just doesn't look good overall, right?
Yes, and I've actually had I've lost friends, I've lost business associates because of that, because they choose business over the right thing to do, you know.
Right.
And I've actually had somebody very close to me say, "Well, Marion, it's just business." I said, "No, it's not just business." Okay, let me slap you around a little bit. You've got to think about how you're affecting people. You've got to think about what it is you're saying here and doing. You know, you don't want to be known as the person who will do anything for money, right?
Right, exactly.
We want to make money, all of us, right? But if you, I don't know, I just think it'll catch up with you. And you're right, I don't want to hang out with those people. There's plenty of money to go around. And if we do it the right way, you know, we can do it together, right?
Yeah, and I think that especially with video creation, video content, I was in a Blab earlier, and, you know, they were like looking for all these, like, how do I get started creating content and this and that? And, you know, I just suggested, you know, surround yourself with like-minded people. I think that if you surround yourself with like-minded people, it's going to push you further, because they've got the same ideas that you have, and they're going to push you to get outside that box, that proverbial box that we kind of get in those cliques of like-minded people. But if they challenge you to exceed your expectations and exceed what you think your capabilities are, you're going to become an expert in your field, because you're going to start looking for other new and innovative ways of doing things in the field that you're in. And you're going to start becoming the field leader because of that, you moving forward and going outside of the box.
Tell me a little bit more about what you do, Stephen.
Well, I am, like I said, I'm an internet broadcaster. I do a tech broadcast, and I do a show on broadcasting where I interview different industry professionals. And it's kind of gained me some credibility over the last 10 years as being an industry professional when it comes to broadcasting. I go out to Las Vegas every year. I work for a company in California, a software company that makes broadcasting software. And so I get to work the show. Before, I used to cover it as press. And so I've really gained a lot of visibility by different companies in the industry as a person to go to with broadcasting questions and how to get started doing things like this on the internet. So I just make myself available to those folks and give them insight. And I really don't charge for it, because I feel like it's giving back to the community, because without the community, I wouldn't have the exposure that I had. But the ultimate goal would be to make what I do a video production company to where I could produce video for local businesses. And, I don't know, a lot of companies, doctors, they have infomercials that run while you're in the waiting room and things like that. That's kind of the direction I want to go. This online media is great. But, the biggest issue that I see with it is that everybody wants everything for free. And the folks that really have good information and they want to charge for it, you get the people with the backlash and they go, I can find it for free on the internet, so why would I pay you? And so that's the difficulty that I'm having right now.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
It does. It does.
Okay.
And, I think everybody has to start there, Stephen. Everybody starts at free, and then they move up. As you get more and more people that want to work with you, you move up to the next level. And I did the same thing with websites. Okay. So I started out with, I did a couple for free for my friends. And then, I charged $250 to, my first client. Do you know that she still sends me referrals? Every single month I get a referral from this woman who I built my first website for pay. Right. And so that $250 went a long way, right?
Right.
But now you can't even get in to see us for under $3,000 for a website. We actually have a $20,000 product, but it took us a long time to get there. And it took mentoring from other people in the industry who were charging. Let me tell you what happened. So we got up to about $800 for a website, and it was a darn good website. And it was, the client loved it and everything. And then I met this man at an internet marketing conference who was, he all he did was sell websites. He didn't actually do them. He just worked for the company and he did the sales. And he said, he said, Marion, I got something I want to show you. So he pulls over his iPad and he goes, will you look at this website? And then he showed me mine next to it. It was like side by side. And I said, what'd you do? Like, copy me? It looks exactly like my website. He said, how much did you charge this customer? I said, I think it was, I don't know, somewhere between $600 and $800. He goes, $3,000. I was like, you ripped them off. He goes, no, I didn't. I did not rip them off. I gave them exactly what they wanted. And, and he has a very specific niche. He has oil and gas. He taught me a big lesson that day. He taught me a big lesson. Yes, there are people out there that want it for free, but you know what? You stick to your guns and you move on up as quickly as you possibly can, but you have to have confidence and you have to have a niche. Okay, so if you go after, say, you said something about dentists. If you go after the medical field, and that's your niche, and you start getting not only a reputation, but you're building your confidence, you can start charging more quickly. But it takes a mentorship. I'm telling you, I would probably still be at $800 if it weren't for that guy.
Well, and that's the thing. Like, people don't realize. I mean, even I'm sure you could attest to this. People don't realize the amount of time and effort that you put into learning your craft, to studying, to researching, trial and error, especially in the video world. I mean, you're constantly trying what cameras connect to these types of cables, to this types of capture devices, to these types of switchers, and how to get the proper production out of it and everything like that. So you're putting in that time so they don't have to. So they can hire you to come in, do the job, pay you a fee, and send you on your way. But then they get a well-produced product out of it, and they're happy, you're happy, and everybody can go on. But people seem to forget that. They just think that. That, because this.
We lost you for a minute there.
Oh, am I back?
You're back now.
Oh, okay. So I think I'll reiterate that statement. I think most people think that because you have all this information, this knowledge, that you should just give it away freely, that you shouldn't, it doesn't matter that you put in all this time to learn it,
apparently
the countless hours, and it's the the industry has kind of made it that it makes it tough, but the people make it as if that it's their right that you give them that information. You know, that's what we live in today. You know, the self-sufficient. You give me, you know, I take, instead of paying for services.
Stephen, that's where the niche is very important, because you're dealing in that community of, I want everything for free. When we switched over to our target market now is between 5 and 75 million, the companies that we're working with. Now it's a whole different story. They don't ever even ask us to lower our price or ask them for anything. They don't expect anything for free. Okay. So I dealt with, when I first started, entrepreneurs and people who didn't have the money. Okay. And I felt sorry for them, and I would give it to them for $800, you know, that kind of stuff.
Right.
And they would get a lot more. And I kept thinking, why aren't people, you know, understanding how much talent I have and how much time I put into this?
Right. Exactly.
It was the niche. It was the people I was targeting. So think about that as you're going forward, and only go after those people that actually have the money, because
that makes sense.
You'll go broke and then you'll have to get a job somewhere.
Yeah. Right. I mean, that's where it's at, you know, today. That's why this is like a side project that I've been building. I mean, fortunately, I could say that my studio, all the equipment in it, I own it. I don't own owe any debt on it. So it's anything that I make off of it right now is pure profit. And, you know, I have a day job that, you know, pays me very well, and it uses my talents in the industry. It's how I got the job doing it. So I can't say that I'm totally disappointed, but down the road, you know, I'm just thinking future. I would love to be able to do this on the side. It's what I'm passionate about. It's something I feel like I'm really, really good at. And, you know, for the most part, I mean, I've helped different folks all over the internet that have big businesses and also big followings get their video systems set up, as far as in a production standpoint. And so, I mean, I do have that kind of in a resume type scenario. So like you said, I think that's it. I think I have to find a niche of people that recognize the talent and are willing to pay for that
that's it. And so you've been
that kind of service.
You've been, you know, you're going to build your reputation.
Yep.
I get calls every single week from Yelp, and people was like, really? Yes, I do. And you know why? Because I ask my clients, I give them an easy way to go give me a testimonial. I will actually go get the link and send them a request, or I even have postcards, and I put on there, if you love my service and you want to see other people have the same experience that you have, would you please go to Yelp and put a testimonial in? And you know what? They will, if you give them an easy way to do it. So build up your reputation, and the people that love you would be happy to give you a testimonial video, sign up on Yelp and give you that. And then when you start charging more money and people find you on the internet and they see what other people are saying about you, they won't have any problem at all. And you'll be able to charge what you're worth. Right? Like, I can already tell, Stephen, that you and I should probably do some projects together. I can already tell that, you know, you're heart-centered and that you have what it takes, and we'll probably end up working together with something, you know. I seriously think, maybe not today, sounds like you're busy, but someday down the road, I bet you any money, you and I are going to work together. What do you bet me?
Yeah. I mean, I think it's a good possibility, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, that's the whole reason I came to Blab. I mean, I've been hearing all this big revolution. I know there's probably different people in the chat room that could probably attest to this, that all the podcasters and broadcasters are coming over to Blab, but I'm using this more or less as a tool to broaden my community for people that may have never even heard of me, don't know what my credentials are, what types of folks that I've been involved with.
That's right. And
just to give them an opportunity to check me out and basically see my online resume of all the things that I've done.
That's right.
And build community, come in here and help folks, you know, like you're doing really good video. But I mean, I'm sure you've seen, you go into different Blabs and people are kind of, and it's because they don't know, Like I want to go in there and help them say, you could have so much better video and audio just by, picking up this or picking up that. And it's not that expensive. And,
right.
Just kind of build that relationship with them and community with them.
That's right.
To help it get going, and it's going to make it better for everybody.
Stephen, I'm going to just close out the recording because this is a show. But I'll be right back. Okay. So thank you for listening and watching our Blab show today. It's Future Media Association, and we encourage you to come in. If you're an expert in any topic all over the world, we want to hear from you because our community is really eager to get a hold of the information and the training that you have. And if you're a lifelong learner or a business owner who really wants to learn more about creating media, heart-centered media, please come to Future Media Association. We have online classes, training. We also have live training. We have chapters around the world. So come on in and join us and join our heart-centered community. We would love to have you. So that's Future Media Association. Until then, I'll see you on Monday. We're every day, Monday through Friday from 10:30.
Take a look there. You have the option there to clear your browsing data. I usually tell people to do that simply because any broken cookies that you have and things like that, it usually remedies the issue. Depending on what browser. If you're using Firefox, good luck. I'm not a fan of Firefox, so.
No, I'm not either. So Roger, maybe he's still having trouble coming in. Maybe you need to go and clear your cookies or clear your browsing history with your Chrome. And if you're not using Chrome, you have to use Chrome. I've noticed that it doesn't work on Internet Explorer.
Yeah, and for the clarification, as Nancy pointed out, that was Chrome on a Mac. Yes.
Okay.
But it should be the same on the PC. You should have still something to reset your.
Okay, Roger's going to try one more time here. And poor guy, he's really trying hard.
He's like, I got something to say.
I know, I want to say it, and I'm coming in.
Partial clear. Okay.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Roger. Just keep trying. We'll wait for you.
Okay, Nancy says on a PC, it's on More Tools. Okay.
Okay.
Cool. Let's see here. I do have a PC I could bring up. I have it on Windows 10. So let me.
Wow.
I just got to open up my.
Running Blab on my phone makes it really hot. I think I'll turn it off.
Yeah, that's why I keep a laptop in front of me with it on because
it's hot. Ooh, my goodness! All right, closing out Blab on the phone.
Let me see here.
Too bad.
Okay, now let's see here. Net2.
Marion just left. So if you didn't already know, my name is Marion LaSalle, and I'm with Future Media Association. My partner in crime is Russ Johns, and he is fantastic. He's not here today, but he'll be back on Monday. Okay, so Stephen is teaching us on how to clear our Chrome because sometimes Blab needs you to clear some things out before you can come in.
Yeah, right there under, I don't know, let me adjust my screen capture here, and you can see.
Yeah, scroll in.
So when you click on the three little, it looks like a hamburger at the end of your address line, they'll, as Nancy said in there, you go down to the drop down where it says More Tools, and then under that you'll see it says Clear Browsing Data should be the third one down. That's on Windows, and I'm pulling that up on Windows 10. I don't believe it makes a difference, but.
Okay, well, Roger's going to try one more time.
And I think there's different levels you can do, partial, full.
Yeah.
So hopefully he can get in, right?
Yeah, he's trying. We got to give him credit for trying. So Nancy says she has Windows 7 and it's there too. It may be his internet connection.
Okay, good.
So I'm sorry,
okay,
Roger,
good.
that you're having trouble. Maybe, check your internet connection. Maybe if you're Wi-Fi, maybe you'll have to plug in. Okay, so we've got the Jeff Adams Show who's coming in.
I want to know where I can get a TTV hat.
I knew he was gonna do that. This is a good buddy of mine, Jeff
Hi,
Adams.
Jeff.
How you doing?
Good, fantastic. So looks like you got quite a little thing going on back there too.
I follow my dad wherever I can go.
This is how we roll. Go big or go home, right?
Right.
Oh man. So you had no problem getting in. I wonder what Roger what's going on with his connection, right? You just were able to come right in?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I did too.
Yeah, poor Roger. He's still trying. Like I said, we got to give him credit.
Let's see. She thinks Roger's on the phone.
Oh, okay.
Well,
So,
Hey, what's up, Knight Rider?
Knight Rider says, Steve, what's up?
no, Knight Rider.
The entourage.
So what's going on with you, Jeff? Tell us all about you.
I'm Jeff. It's my birthday today.
Happy birthday.
Oh, that's right. Happy birthday, Jeff.
Celebrating on Blab.
Happy birthday.
No, I was scrolling through. I just went and got a Jimmy John subs, and I said, I'm gonna see what's going on at Blab, and I saw Steve in here. And I watched. I've been here about 20 minutes.
Excellent.
You know I'm addicted when I come in here at lunch break.
I know. There's a forum on that for Facebook now. You know that, right?
Yeah, somebody added me to it.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Well, I don't know what's wrong with Roger's internet connection, but he's not able to come in, but he does keep trying. So thanks for trying, Roger. So tell us a little bit about your show, the Jeff Adams Show. What do you talk about? What are you doing?
Well, this man up here, like, to your, let's see, I guess my right would be your left, right? If you're looking at the screen.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get technical here, but I don't know how technical I can be.
He's to my right.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah. Anyways, I worked in the music industry for a long time, and then I started really pushing my artists to do a lot of video streaming. So I got a real passion for it. I'm more of a creative than I am technical. So I would try to put stuff out, and Steve got a hold of it somehow, because I would follow Steve on YouTube because he was like the guy, and so I'd follow him. Then I met him at NAB, and he says, "I'm starting a network. I've seen your show." He gave me some advice on my show, and he goes, "I can make you better." So I went under Steve's wing for 2 years. He made me better and strived me for excellence. I still stumble from time to time, but he's the man, dude. He's every time I see him on Blab,
well, now
people know who
you started a network.
Yeah,
you started a network on your own.
Yeah, started my own network and ventured out in the music industry and started JK New Media, which we do. We create content. That's what we do, and do a lot of documentaries out of Nashville, music videos, EPKs. And then my side of the business with my partner, I started developing a live streaming platform of what we do, and like the radio network that we have.
Fantastic. I love it. Look who's here. Roger, you made it.
Hey, you got in.
Right.
I did. I'm forcing myself to, I'm trying to build a studio setup similar to these guys with Wirecast, but I'm always like, I should just blab from wherever I am. Some people do it from the toilet. So this is forcing me to do it from my messy desk, but at least I'm
it's fun.
Hi guys.
Hey, I'm on Blab.
Hi guys.
Yes, we're still here. We're addicted.
Recording?
Yes, we're recording. Say
Hey,
hi to
Nancy
Louise,
says.
everybody.
Hi. I'll get over there.
Hello.
I'm on camera, but I'll go on over.
All right, come on.
Would you call me?
Come on over.
Thank you for not doing it on the toilet.
Oh, that's so funny.
So Roger, what are you exactly trying to do?
Change the way films get paid by changing the way films get made.
Say that one more time. A lot.
I sometimes say it the other way, but either way, it's really kind of the same thing. In my experience, the film business is a broken business in many ways when it comes to the filmmaker and the talents and the people trying to actually make a living at it and get paid. And, a lot of it is horse racing, but if your horse comes in, you should still at least collect on the winning ticket that you're a part of. And that even doesn't happen a lot in Hollywood. So my goal long-term, you asked is I really want to change the way films get paid that around. But either way, it's the idea that there's other ways to make films these days than the way we all grew up understanding it. And right now, what I'm trying to do specifically, and the reason I jumped out of the whole opportunity to try Wirecast even further and just use my iPhone and blab with you guys here, which I'm liking already, because this is already like real life. Like, this is a window, you know what I mean? It's like anything can happen.
Yeah, I heard it.
But do you see the common thread here? You and I were talking about this, Miriam, where it's hard to get paid for this stuff. And that's exactly what he's saying.
Yeah. Until you reach a certain point, and then people will pay you, or they don't get you. You know what I mean? It's just the way it is. I'm at a point now where if you can't afford it, I'm so sorry, but I can, refer you to other people. You're going to get to that point, Stephen, and I know you are. And if you focus in on the niche that can afford you, you'll get there quicker.
Yesterday, though, I mean, it's like you if you do something well, you're going to get paid for it. And Steve may not be doing he works he's the guy at Wirecast. I mean, he's making a lot of money doing something that he's skilled at, that he developed a skill for. But I mean, if you're good at what you do, people are going to find you and pay for that. The bottom line, you don't have to necessarily go out and hunt. Sometimes you got to do sales calls, but other than that, if you're a good guy or a good woman, you have a stand-up business, you got integrity, and you do a well job, people are going to come back to you time and time again and say, hey, I like what you did. Let's do it again.
Yeah.
And that's why I came in here. There's a lot of sales marketers here on Blab, but and I'm sure, and I'm not speaking ill against anybody on here. Everybody's got their own stick, but you can tell the ones that are real from the phony ones, right? I don't waste time. Like, you can go in there and you just ask the question to yourself, and you go, okay, if this was the case, they're representing themselves. Why does their video look like this? If you're really trying to promote yourself or whatever, why is your presentation like this? I guess that's the first thing that goes through my mind. And maybe I'm the only one that thinks that, but so I'll give them a listen. And if I think that you start picking stuff up, Jeff, I don't know, and Miriam, I don't know if you're the same way, but then it's like, okay, it's time to move on. I'll just bow out quietly and then go find somebody else that legitimately, from things that I know, is telling it straight up.
Yeah.
Poor Roger, he's still having a hard time getting in.
Roger, it's the mobile app. I don't like that app. They need to, I know it's beta, but the app that they currently have is not very good and stable. So that's the problem. It's a very cool app to be on the fly, but it's not very stable as far as getting on your computer.
Yeah. Too bad. Well, Stephen, I agree with you. Since it's free and open,
right,
you're going to get some weirdos in here. You're going to get. We had a gentleman in here earlier. He wasn't a weirdo, but he certainly was not in the right room. So I just had to let him go. Bye-bye. That's just the way it is. And when you start surrounding yourself with the right community, look at you guys. The Jeff Show and the Tech Buzz Show. You guys can create miracles. You can create heart-centered services and products that people will want to pay a lot of money for. I know it. There's just no doubt about it. I mean, you can tell already just by meeting you for a few minutes. I know you guys are going to go a long distance.
Well, I learned from the best.
All right.
And then I learned different business stuff from Jeff, because he's there. He's doing the business. He had no choice. Me, I still have, like I said, I have a job where he just went full force, jumping right into it, and maybe that was a little resistance on my part, but, you got to do what you got to do. I've got, he's got kids, but I've got 2 kids too. So, you just got to do what you got to do.
Yes.
He hasn't, you haven't hit a midlife crisis yet. So when you hit the midlife crisis, then you'll do it like I did.
There we go. Roger's back.
Third computer is always the charm.
Always.
Hardwired. Thanks for that advice. I was like, yeah, just Go
Just
do
forget
that.
it. Yeah. Just,
Yeah, Jeff was saying too, the app that they have, even though it's beta, is broken.
Yeah, it's really faulty.
Yeah. Well, they're in beta, so we can't give them too much of a hard time.
Oh, I'm going to give him a hard time. I already did. No, I'm kidding.
You ever watch Louis C.K.? He's always Louis C.K.,
No.
the comedian. Well, he makes these references. In this case, it'd be like, you didn't have this 10 minutes ago. 10 minutes ago, you're like, oh my God, this is the coolest thing. And then you're like, this doesn't work. And you're like,
All that hard-earned money you paid for, right?
you didn't have it 10 minutes ago. And now you're like, it doesn't work right. Like just the he goes off on this whole bit and he's hilarious. And
Yeah. Well, sometimes it takes a long time for us to figure out what it is that we want to offer our audience. But I think if you're heart-centered and you figured it out, you know, what your audience wants, there is no limits now. We have the technology, it's available to all of us, and we have the community that we can pull from and to get information from and to help us and support us. I listen to a lot of podcasts. I've been in the internet marketing industry since day one, and I'm telling you, it is fascinating and it's getting better and better. So if you have a good product and service and you're heart-centered, there's nothing that can stop you.
Right.
Nothing. Just keep moving forward, one foot in front of the other. Right?
That's right.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
absolutely.
So I love all of you, and I want you to come back Monday through Friday. My business partner is usually here with me, Russ Johns, and he is a creative from I don't know where he's from, another planet, I think. If you haven't had a chance to meet him yet, you need to. He's quite a unique individual. He's got a background in music. He's got a background in radio, and he's terrific. So come back and meet him.
Sounds like a terrific guy.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah,
Russ
absolutely.
Johns. So I encourage you all to come to Future Media Association and apply to be one of our experts, because I know you have talent. I know you want to share it, and our community wants to hear from you. So we're opening chapters all over the world, and you can be a part of it, and we want you there. So come on in, futuremediaassociation.com.
Wow.
I'm going to have to sign off for now, but I encourage you to come back, please.
You guys want,
Yeah.
I wait for me to show up at the end of a party, right?
Sorry.
Are you guys around for a little bit more? We could start another blab, or
Yeah, you guys can start another blab.
I can go in at chat if Jeff starts one, but I can't go on camera because I'm going to have to go back to work here in about 10 minutes, but I can multitask and chat if you would like.
Roger.
So Jeff, if you
you'll start one.
start one.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if anybody else